Hello, my name is Mr. Luizel M. Pedro. I am a secondary public school teacher from CAVITE National High School here in the Philippines, and I am currently handling research and advanced science subjects. So this video is my official entry for the Philippine Online Teaching Exhibition Series powered by Classin. So my topic is about the internal structure of the Earth, which is a first quarter lesson of the grade 10 science under the K-12 basic education curriculum. So the teaching framework I used in this teaching exhibition is the introduction, development, engagement, and assimilation, or the idea instructional design. So in line with the Data Privacy Act of the Philippines, all minor students who appeared in this video have their individual parental consents, and this video shall only be used for the purpose of the teaching exhibition. So thank you very much and enjoy watching my entry.
Okay, good afternoon, class. Welcome to our science class. For today's lesson, we will be discussing the internal structure of the Earth. So before we discuss this topic, let us have a short prayer to be led by Kamea. Kindly raise your hand. Okay, so let us start with a short prayer.
So let us bow our heads and pray. Dear Lord and Father of all, thank you for today. Thank you for ways in which you provide us for all. For your protection and love, we thank you. Help us to focus our hearts and minds now on what we are about to learn. Inspire us by your Holy Spirit as we listen and write. Guide us by your eternal light as we discover more about the world around us. We ask all this in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. So good afternoon, class. Now, again, so we will be discussing a new lesson. It is entitled The Internal Structure of the Earth. Let us have the things or the learning objectives that we have to attain after this lesson. So, Jamila, kindly read objective letter A.
Identify and differentiate the different layers of the Earth's interior.
Okay, so objective letter B. Paki-raise muna yung hand, Josh. Yeah.
Determine the properties of each layer of the Earth's interior.
Okay, so how about objective letter C? Amber.
Enumerate the different layers of the Earth's interior and
Okay, so how about objective letter D? Camry.
Create a simple model of the Earth showing its different layers.
Okay, so basically these are the objectives that we have to attain after this lesson. So, but before that, let us take this knowledge, skills, attitude chart or the KSA chart. So basically, our topic is about the interior of the Earth. So let us answer this chart. So for the knowledge in this lesson, what I know is. So let us have a volunteer. Anyone? What do you know about this topic? Do you have something in mind? Okay, so let us have the slot machine. So let us call Amber. So what do you know about this lesson?
I know the basic layers of the Earth like crust, mantle, outer core, inner core, and the atmosphere.
Okay, very good. So because you answered, I will be giving you a reward. Yeah. Okay, so one trophy for Amber. So how about the skills? So to learn from this lesson, what I will do is, let us call Jamila. What will you do to learn?
To learn from this lesson, what I will do is listen to the discussion and um, know the know the definition of words related to this topic.
Okay, very good. So, one trophy for Jamila. How about the attitude? So, in this new lesson, what I feel is we have Leia.
In this new lesson, what I feel is I feel excited and nervous at the same time. So gain new knowledge about the different types or layers of the Earth atmosphere. Earth.
Okay, very good. So, one trophy for Dea. Okay, so that is for our KSA chart. Now, let us have a review of the things that we have discussed in our past lesson. So, we have here a PowerPoint presentation about the review. Okay, so since fake news is very rampant nowadays, our review has something to do with fact checking. So I will be showing you headlines and I want you to determine whether the following headline is a legit news or a fake news. So I will be calling one by one and I want you to state your answer whether the headline is a legit news or a fake news. Okay, so let us have the first headline. Okay, so the first headline number one. The shape of the Earth is oblate spheroid. Legit news or fake news? Let us call Kamea. Kamea, what is your answer?
Sir, legit news.
Okay, so the shape of the Earth is oblate spheroid. According to Kamea, it is a legit news. So that is correct. Very good. For the second question or the second headline, the Earth is the fourth planet from the Sun. Is it a legit news or a fake news? Let us call Josel. Yes?
Sir, fake news, sir.
Okay, the answer is fake news. Okay, so that is correct. Congratulations. How about the headline number 3? The Earth is tilted by 25.3 degrees in its axis. Let us call Jamila.
Fake news, sir.
Okay, so this one is fake news because Earth is tilted by 23.5.
0.8.
Okay.
5.
So headline number 4. Around 71% of the Earth is covered with water. Is it legit news or fake news? Awardan natin si Jamila. Yeah, okay. So, let us call Kamea again. Asan si Kamea?
Legit news.
Okay, it is a legit news. And headline number 5. The approximate age of Earth is 4.6 million years old. Is it legit news or fake news? Amber. What is your answer?
Legit news, sir.
The underlined word is million. Is it legit news or fake news?
Fake news, sir.
Okay, fake news. So the correct answer is fake news because the approximate age of the Earth is 4.6 billion years old. Okay, so that is for the review. So now that you already have a review of the things that we have discussed last time, let us move on to the lesson proper. So I will be showing you a recorded video lesson and I want you to answer the following questions. Okay, so here are your questions. So number 1, what are the layers of the Earth's interior? So after watching the video clip, I want you to give the layers of the Earth's interior. So I will be calling someone to answer. Number 2, what do you call the boundaries in each layer? And number 3, what are the properties of each layer? So as I call you to answer number 3, I want you to give something, no, a little bit of information about each layer, okay, with regards to their properties. So I will be playing now the recorded video lesson.
Hello students! Welcome sa CAVITE Virtual Teaching or CAVITEach. For today's episode, we will be discussing the internal structure of the Earth. For we all know there are 5 concentric layers of the Earth. The first one is the crust. The second one is the mantle na nahati sa upper at lower na bahagi. Pangatlo ay ang outer core. Pang-apat naman ay ang inner core. At ang panglima, mahuhulaan nyo ba? Tama, ang ating atmosphere. Let us discuss these concentric layers one by one, starting with the innermost. The inner core has 2,600 kilometers in diameter and consists of iron and nickel alloy. Ang inner core ng ating daigdig ay may approximate temperature na 5,000 degrees Celsius. Ito ay mas mainit ng 250% sa sumunod na layer, which is the outer core na may approximate temperature na 2,000 degrees Celsius at may kapal na 2,250 kilometers. Kung pagbabasihan ng mga approximate temperatures ng mga innermost layers ng ating daigdig, sino kaya ang mas mainit? Ang outer core na may 2,000 degrees Celsius o ang inner core na may 5,000 degrees Celsius? Kung sa tingin mo na mas mainit ang inner core, you are right. Ang inner at ang outer core ay parehong binubuo ng iron and nickel alloy. So kung mas mainit ang inner core, sino kaya sa kanilang dalawa ang may molten na iron and nickel alloy? Ang inner core o ang outer core? If you answered inner core, well, I cannot blame you. But the correct answer is outer core. The inner core is made up of solid iron and nickel alloy, while the outer core is made up of molten iron and nickel alloy. Bakit? The extreme temperature of the inner core could have molten the iron and nickel, but it is believed to be solidified as a result of extreme pressure, scientifically known as pressure freezing. Pero, paano nga ba nasabi ng ating mga sayantipiko na ang inner at outer core ay gawa sa iron and nickel alloy?
Paano masabi?
Narito ang mga paliwanag ng mga scientists patungkol dyan. Una, the Earth has magnetic field at pinaniniwalaan nila na kaya tayo mayroong magnetic field ay dahil sa paggalaw ng molten iron and nickel sa outer core. Iron and nickel are both dense and magnetic in nature. Pangalawa, the overall density of the Earth is way higher than the density of rocks in the crust. This suggests that the inside must be made up of something denser than rocks. Pangatlo, sa pag-aanalisa ng mga eksperto sa mga meteorites, napag-alaman nila na ito ay naglalaman ng chondrite. Ang chondrite ay binubuo ng mga elements na iron, silicon, magnesium, oxygen, at ang iba ay mayroong nickel. Ang Earth at ang mga meteorites ay may halos parehong densities. Thus, the Earth's mantle rock and the meteorites minus its iron have the same densities. Does it make sense?
Does it make sense?
Ang boundary between inner and outer core ay tinatawag natin na Lehmann discontinuity. It is named after Inge Lehmann, who is a Danish seismologist na nakadiskubre ng pagiging molten ng outer core at ang pagiging solid ng inner core. The second concentric layer that we will discuss is the mantle. The mantle is the intermediate zone between the crust and the core and consists mostly of solid rocks. Ang mantle ay bumubuo sa 80% ng Earth's volume at 68% ng Earth's mass. It has an approximate thickness of 2,900 kilometers with a temperature ranging from 15,000 degrees Celsius to 30,000 degrees Celsius. Ito ay katumbas ng 15 to 30 times ng init ng kumukulong tubig. The mantle is mainly made up of silicate rocks, specifically ang elements na silicon, iron, oxygen, at magnesium. And contrary to common belief, ang mantle ay solid, since ang S waves at ang P waves can pass through it. Ang mantle ay may tatlong bahagi or regions, ang upper mantle, transition zone, at ang lower mantle. Ang upper mantle ay may thickness na 670 kilometers at ang lower mantle naman ay may thickness na 2,230 kilometers. Sa mantle natin makikita ang layer na tinatawag na asthenosphere or the low velocity zone. It is a soft, weak top layer of the upper mantle that is made up of hot molten materials. It has a thickness of 180 kilometers at may temperature ranging from 300 degrees Celsius to 800 degrees Celsius. Since ang asthenosphere ay molten and flowing underneath the crust, it causes the movements of lithospheric plates, na siya namang nagiging dahilan ng paggalaw ng mga continents. Kaya tayo mayroong earthquakes. Ang boundary between the outer core and lower mantle ay tinatawag natin na Gothenburg discontinuity, named after Benno Gothenburg na isang American-German seismologist. Ang boundary naman between upper mantle and crust na siyang susunod nating i-discuss ay tinatawag na Mohauro-Vucic discontinuity, named after Andrija Mohauro-Vucic na isang Croatian meteorologist and seismologist. Ang susunod na concentric layer na ating i-discuss ay ang crust. Ang crust ay ang thinnest, outermost, rocky layer of the Earth na binubuo ng dalawang bahagi, ang oceanic crust at ang continental crust. The continental crust has a thickness of 35 to 40 kilometers and is mainly made up of the elements sodium, oxygen, silicon, aluminum, potassium, and calcium. Ang continental crust ay karaniwang natatagpuan under land masses and is made up of less dense rocks such as granite. Sa kabilang banda, ang oceanic crust naman ay may kapal na 7 to 10 kilometers. Oceanic crust is found under ocean floors and is made up of dense rocks such as basalt. Ang crust ay mayroong dalawang layers. Ang upper layer which is composed of granite na makikita lamang sa continental crust at ang sumunod na layer naman ay gawa sa basalt na makikita sa oceanic crust at continental crust. Kung ipaghahambing ang bigat ng oceanic crust at continental crust ay mas mabigat ang oceanic crust. Narito naman ang table na nagpapakita ng percentage ng mga elements na makikita sa ating crust. Dito muna natin tatapusin ang discussion natin sa concentric layers of the Earth. So sa susunod nating episode, ang didiscuss naman natin ang kalimang concentric layer which is the atmosphere. So kung meron kayong katanungan sa concentric layer,
Okay, so that is our video lesson about the internal structure of the Earth, focusing on the Earth's interior. So let us try to answer the guide questions that I gave you before I played the video. So let us answer question number 1. What are the layers of the Earth's interior? So any volunteer who wants to answer question number 1. Okay, we have Gwyneth. Gwen, what is your answer for question number 1?
The layers of the Earth's interior, starting from the innermost, are the inner core, outer core, mantle, and the crust.
Okay, very good. So the layers of the Earth, starting from the innermost, is the inner core, outer core, mantle, and the crust. So how about question number 2? What do you call the boundaries in each layer? So we have 3 boundaries. Who wants to answer? Who raised the hand first? Let us call in Kamea.
Boundaries in each layer include the Gothenburg discontinuity, the Lehmann discontinuity, and the Mohauro-Vucic discontinuity.
Okay, very good. So the boundaries in each layer, we have the Lehman discontinuity, the Gothenburg discontinuity, and the Mohavro-Vucic discontinuity. So what is where can you find the Lehman discontinuity? Any volunteer? Where can you find the Lehman discontinuity? Dea.
We can find the lemon discontinuity between the inner core and the outer core layer.
Okay, very good. So we can find the lemma discontinuity between the inner core and the outer core. How about the Gothenburg discontinuity? Anyone? Let us have Josel.
The Gothenburg discontinuity can be found on the outer core and the mantle.
Okay, very good. So the Gothenburg discontinuity is found between the outer core and the lower mantle. So again, for Camry.
Unlock your device to do this.
For Camry, what do you call the boundary between the upper crust, the upper mantle and the crust?
Mahoro Gucci, sir. Mahoro.
Mohavro-Vucic discontinuity. Okay, very good. So that is for the boundary between the upper mantle and the crust. So next, question number 3. What are the properties of each layer? So let us start with the inner core. What can you say about the inner core? Any volunteer? Dea.
The properties of the inner core are made up of iron and nickel, solid iron and nickel.
Okay, very good. So for the inner core, it is made up of solid iron and nickel. How about the outer core? What can you say about the property? Let us have Josh.
The outer core is composed of liquid, iron, and nickel.
Okay, very good. So it is made up of liquid, iron, and nickel. So how about the next layer, the mantle? What can you say about the mantle? Its properties and characteristics. Anyone? So we have one, Kameya.
It is composed of 80% of Earth's volume.
Okay, it is made up of 80% of the Earth's volume. Other characteristic or other property aside from that, we have Gwen.
It is divided into three layers: the upper mantle, the transition, and the lower mantle, and it is also made up out of silicate rocks.
Okay, very good. So it has three sublayers. We have the upper mantle, the lower mantle, and the transition zone. And as you mentioned, it is also composed of silicate rocks. And for the last layer of the Earth's interior, we have the crust. So what can you say about the crust? Any volunteer? Jamila.
There are two types of crust, continental crust and oceanic crust.
Okay, very good. So it is made up of the continental crust, or it has two kinds, the continental crust and the oceanic crust. Any other property for the crust? Anyone? Josh?
It is the thinnest and rocky layer of Earth's interior.
Okay, very good. So it is the thinnest and outermost rocky layer of the Earth's interior. Okay, so I'll be giving you a trophy. So that is for the informations, no, about the interior of the Earth. So let us now have our first activity. So we will be having a group activity. So you will be grouped into two randomly. And for this activity, I just want you to sort the labels, and I want you to draw arrows pertaining to that specific layer in the illustration or image that you can see on your screen. So for group 1, if you will be on the first group, you will be doing the task on the left side, and if you are in the second group or group 2, you will be working with the image on the right side. So again, for group 1, you will be working with the left side, and for group 2, on the right side. So I will be giving you 2 minutes in each group. So wait for my go signal, no, before you start. Okay? So I will be grouping you randomly into 2. Okay, so I will now start the groupings. Okay, so this one is group number 1. So you will be working on our left side of the screen. So I just want you to arrange the words and put a line and pinpoint the corresponding layer of the Earth's interior. Okay, so that is for group number 1. So I will be giving you 2 minutes. I think 2 minutes is enough, no, for this activity. So, lagay natin dito. Okay. So, again, so I will be giving you 2 minutes. I just want you to label, no, the layers of the Earth in the image on the left side. Okay, so let us start. Okay, so you may now start labeling the image now. Okay.
Shortcut to tayo.
Ayun sa taas, oh.
Okay, so for group number 2, you will
Okay.
be working with the image on the right. Okay, so I will be giving you 2 minutes for this activity. Okay, so I just want you to label the image on the right so you can move the words and draw lines to properly label, no, the layers of the Earth's interior. So again, I will be giving you 2 minutes and your time starts now.
Napili ko wala akong dalaw.
Wait lang, nagagawan kayo. Huwag niyo masyado
Wait
idikit
lang,
para
yeah.
malinyahan.
Lalagyan natin ng
Mo ilagay, Gwen.
saan? Ito?
Dito sa kabilang side.
Hindi, inner core to eh. Mali yung line.
Hindi, I mean yung arrow.
Saan?
Ako na.
Okay.
Ano yung hinahanap? Yan.
Okay na. Okay na.
Oo.
Okay, you can review your work.
Ito yung ano ko.
Inner core.
Pabura yung violet line.
Wala
Ayan,
ba ako eh? Ako nagawa eh. Para didilit yun?
May straight
Aray. Straight line di ko kaya eh. Hindi pwede yata sa phone.
Yan.
Anong gagawin?
Burahin mo.
Walang
Ilingin
dating
na lang sa
word.
black.
Ayun pala.
Ayun eh.
Okay, 50 seconds for your group.
Mohoro. Okay. Ay, kayo nagagawa ng line?
Okay, time's up. So let me see the output of group number 1. Okay, so we have the crust, the mantle, the outer core, correct? The inner core, we have the Gothenburg discontinuity, correctly labeled. The lemon discontinuity, that is also correct. And the Mohauro-Vucic discontinuity is also correct. So I will be rewarding you trophies each. Okay, so let us wait for group number 2 to finish their task.
Okay.
Okay, time is up. So let me check your output. So we have the crust, correct? The mantle, Mohauro-Vucic discontinuity, correct? The outer core is correct. Inner core, correct. Gothenburg, correctly labeled. Lemon discontinuity is also correct. So I will be giving you trophies each. Okay, so let us now go back to our main class. Ayan, so congratulations everyone for successfully completing our first group activity. So let us look for your answers This is the answer of group number 1 and group number 2. Okay, so this is the answer, or this is the output of group number 2. They got it all correct. And this is the output of group number 1. Okay, so also correct. Okay, so congratulations everyone. Let us now have our activity number 2. So I prepared here cards, and I want you to roll this dice as I call your name, and I want you to answer the question behind each card. Okay, so let us call someone to answer or someone to click the dice. Let us have Dea. Okay, so kindly click the dice. Okay, yan. Okay, so you will be answering or picking card number 6. So your question for card number 6. Ayan, reason why the inner core is solid. Dea?
The inner core is solid, sir, because of the pressure freezing po.
Okay, very good. So the reason why the inner core is solid, it is because of pressure freezing. Okay, how about the next one? Josel, kindly click the dice. Where's Josel? Yeah. Yeah. Please click the dice. Okay, so you will be answering card number 4. So card number 4, 2 types of crust.
The two types of crust are the oceanic and continental crust.
Okay, the 2 types of crust, we have the oceanic crust and continental crust. Very good. Next, we have Camry. Kindly click the dice. Okay, number 4. Boundary between the upper mantle and crust. The same question.
The Mohorobuchi discontinuity.
Okay, very good. So, the Mohorobuchich discontinuity. Next, we have Jamila. Kindly click the dice. 1. So, card number 1. Continental crust is mainly made up of
Continental crust is mainly made up of solid.
continental crust is solid, but what is the main rock composition of the continental crust?
Silicate rock, sir.
Silicate rocks, the continental crust, starting with letter G.
Granite, sir.
Okay, very good. So we have the granite. Next, Amber. Kindly click the dice. Wait, yeah. Yeah. Okay, card number 6. It is made up of liquid, iron, and nickel.
Outermost core.
Okay, it is outer core. It is made up of liquid, iron, and nickel. Okay, sige. Sino hindi ko pa natatawag? Sige, si Gwen. I want you to click the dice. Okay, number 1. Innermost layer of the earth. Where is Gwen? Okay, what is your
The
answer?
innermost layer of the earth is the inner core.
Inner core, very good. And Josh, kindly click the dice. Where is Josh? Josh, hello. Yan. Sige. Please click the dice. Okay. Card number 5. What are the 5 concentric layers of the earth?
First the inner core and the outer core, then mantle, the crust, and our atmosphere.
Okay, very good. So those are the 5 concentric layers of the earth. So that is for our activity. Now, let us have the versus game. So I will be calling 2 from this class who will match in this versus game. So in this versus game, they're just going to arrange the terms here or pick up the words and give the layers of the atmosphere starting with the outermost from the top down to the bottom, which is the innermost. So let us have player number 1. Player number 1 is Josel. Where is Josel? Ayan, so let us put Josel here. Our player number 1. And our player number 2 is Dea. Okay, Dea is our player number 2. Okay, so what you're going to do is to arrange or pick up the words and arrange them according to its real arrangement in our Earth's interior. So you will be starting with the outermost on the top boxes down to the innermost at the last boxes. So this task only has 30 seconds. I will be giving you only 30 seconds to do this. So you are already authorized to move or to use the move tool. Okay, so are you ready, Josel and Dea?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Josel, are you ready? Okay, so let us start arranging the words from the outermost to the innermost. So your time starts now.
Done, sir.
Okay. So Dea finished first. Okay, so let us check. The outermost layer is the crust. Next is the Mohaurovoch's discontinuity, the boundary. Next is the mantle, correct? So let me check that. Okay, correct. Mohaurovochich is correct. Mantle is also correct. Gothenburg discontinuity, correct. The outer core, correct. Leleman discontinuity, correct. And the inner core, correct. So both of you got the correct answers, but Dea was the fastest. So I will be giving her 2 trophies for this task. And for Josel, I will be giving you 1 trophy. Okay, congratulations and thank you for the participation. Next, we have another individual activity. So we have here a jumbled letters of the correct answer and their definition. So as I call your name, I want you to type using the text tool. I want you to type the correct answer. Okay, so let us call in someone to answer using this slot machine. For number 1, most abundant element in the Earth's crust. So please type in your answer, Kameya. Yan. Sige. Okay, so very good. The correct answer is oxygen. For number 2, causes the inner core to solidify. Jamila. Wait. Yan. Okay, very good. So the correct answer is pressure freezing. Number 3, it is the main rock composition of the continental crust. So let us have Josh. Okay, please type in your answer. Okay, very good. So the correct answer is granite. Okay, next. Soft, weak, and flowing top layer of the upper mantle. Josel, please type in your answer. Wait, I will authorize you first. Yeah. Okay, very good. The correct answer is asthenosphere. And for the last one, two main element composition of the core. Let us have Dea. Yeah.
Sir,
Okay.
wala po.
Yeah. Okay, that is correct. So the correct answer is the R, nickel and iron. So that is for our individual activity. So for the last learning task that we will be having for this lesson, let us have some sort of reflection of the things that you have learned from this lesson. So any volunteer who wants to share his or her learning in this lesson. Yes, I saw you raise your hand, Kameya. So what have you learned from this lesson? Okay, Kameya, where are you? Yeah.
The layers of the earth include the crust being the thinnest layer of the earth and the mantle composed of the upper mantle and the lower mantle. Then next is the outer core and the inner core being the innermost layer of the earth.
Okay, so thank you for that answer. Here is your reward. Other volunteer who wants to share his or her insights. We have Gwen.
I also learned in this lesson that the inner core and the outer core of the earth is made up of iron and nickel, but the inner core is solid while the outer core is molten. Then the mantle is composed of silicate rocks and divided or has three layers: the upper, lower mantle, the transition zone. The asthenosphere is also located in the mantle, which causes the earthquakes in our planet. That's
Okay,
it.
very good. So that is a good reflection. So last one, who wants to share his or her knowledge? Let us have Jamila.
About the boundaries, I learned that the boundary between the inner and the outer core is called lemon discontinuity, and the boundary between the outer core and the mantle is called the Gutenberg discontinuity, and the boundary between upper mantle and crust is called Mohoro-Buchich discontinuity.
Okay, very good. So thank you for those reflections of what you have learned from this lesson. So let us have the last part, which is the assessment of learning. So we will be having a short 5-item quiz. So I just want you to answer this quiz that I prepared. So let us play the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Special Edition. Okay, so for this activity, we will be answering the quiz. So we will be using the selector tool here in Classin. So let us have the first question. Okay, so which of the following causes the Earth's magnetic field? A. The flow of the asthenosphere. B. The fast rotation of the Earth. C. The flow of molten iron and nickel in the outer core. And letter D. The varying element composition in the Earth's interior. So, key in your answer now. Okay, there are two who are still not yet answering. So I will be giving you 10 seconds. Okay. So the correct answer is letter C, the flow of molten iron and nickel. Okay, so let us have question number 2. Okay, which of the following layer is the thickest? A. Crust, B. Mantle, C. Inner core, and D. Outer core. So please key in your answer now. Okay, 10 seconds. Okay. So the correct answer is letter B. Okay. So question number 3. Which is not a concentric layer of the Earth? So again, which is not a concentric layer of the Earth? We have A. Mantle, B. Crust, C. Atmosphere, D. Biosphere. Again, which is not a concentric layer of the Earth. So I will be giving you 15 seconds. Start answering now. Okay, so the correct answer is letter E. Question number 4. Which of the following layers has the most abundant amount of oxygen? Again, which of the following layers has the most abundant amount of oxygen? A. Mantle, B. Crust, C. Atmosphere, D. Biosphere. So 15 seconds. Start now. Okay, so I think only 3 got the correct answer. Okay, the correct answer is B. Crust. Next, for the last question, arrange the layers above in order starting with the innermost. So again, arrange the layers above in order starting with the innermost. So A, 1, 4, 2, 3. B, 3, 2, 4, 1. C, 4, 3, 1, 2. And letter D, 2, 1, 3, 4. So start answering now. Okay, so the correct answer is letter A. So everyone got the correct answer. So that ends our quiz for this lesson. So thank you for your participation. So I think everyone got high scores in this short quiz. Now for your assignment, so create a simple model of the Earth's interior. So using a simple model, I want you to show the innermost layers of the Earth. You can use a styrofoam, a simple paper mache, so you can have it painted and labeled properly. So the scoring rubrics that we will be using in grading this model shall be sent through the Classin chat box in our Classin application. So I will be showing you a sample output that I want you to produce. No? Okay, so this is, I will be using the sharing feature of Classin. Okay, so that is the one. Are you seeing the model?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that is the model that I want you to produce. Okay, so that is the sample model. Okay, so that ends our lesson for this afternoon. Thank you for your participation. I hope you have learned something. If you have questions about our lesson, please leave a message or a question in our chat box here in Classin. So again, thank you everyone and have a nice day. Good afternoon again.